Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to get you up to speed fast. And today, well, if you're thinking about studying in the UK, this one's definitely for you.
That's right. We're diving into what real British English actually sounds like on the ground.
Beyond the textbooks, you mean?
Exactly. We looked at an English learning source focused specifically on this helping students navigate everyday campus life in the UK.
Okay, so the mission here is what? To give you the essential phrases, the vocabulary, maybe some tricks.
To handle those daily situations, yeah.
Hmm.
Moving past that sort of formal classroom English.
So you sound less like a tourist, maybe? More like you belong?
Precisely. It's about blending in a bit,
Hmm.
feeling more comfortable.
Right. So where do we start? Greetings, maybe? That feels like the first hurdle.
Good place to start. Forget the standard "how are you" you
Yeah.
learned.
What's the alternative?
You'll hear "you all right"
Oh.
constantly. It's super common.
You all right, just like that.
Yep. It's kind of an all-purpose greeting, a casual hello and how's it going rolled into one.
And you don't need a massive reply, do you?
No, not at all. A simple "yeah, you" or "all right, thanks" works perfectly. Keeps things moving.
Okay, got it. What about invitations, like asking someone for coffee?
Well, coffee maybe, but you're more likely to hear about tea.
Right, the famous British tea.
Exactly. So if someone asks "fancy a cuppa," that's your cue.
Fancy a cuppa, meaning,
Simply, "would you like a cup of tea?" It's incredibly common, very friendly.
and a good way to socialize, I guess. Chat about lectures or whatever.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Accepting a cuppa is often the start of a good chat.
Makes sense. Okay, shifting gears. Inside the classroom. Any phrases to listen out for?
Well, you might hear people sharing opinions using a particular phrase. I reckon.
I reckon. Instead of I think.
Yeah, I think is fine, of course, but I reckon sounds, well, very British. It often implies it's a personal take, maybe a bit more informal.
Interesting. Okay, so I reckon for opinions. What about real, proper slang, the stuff you hear outside lectures?
Oh, definitely need some of that.
Mm-hmm.
How about chuffed?
Chuffed. What's that?
It just means you're really pleased or happy about something, like, I'm chuffed I passed that exam.
Right, okay. Pleased. Chuffed. I like it. What if you're not happy, but, like, exhausted after pulling an all-nighter studying?
Then you'd be absolutely knackered.
Knackered means tired.
Extremely tired, yeah.
Yeah.
Exhausted. It's the go-to word.
Okay, chuffed, knackered. Any others? Maybe something for when things seem a bit off?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Dodgy.
Dodgy.
Means something is suspicious, unreliable, maybe a bit questionable, a dodgy Wi-Fi connection, or maybe even that food stall looks a bit dodgy.
Huh, okay. Dodgy, that one sounds useful. So knowing these kinds of words, chuffed, knackered, dodgy, helps you connect, right?
Massively. It's not just about the words themselves. It's about showing you're, tuning into how people actually speak. Helps break the ice.
Makes you seem more approachable, maybe?
Definitely. And using something like "I reckon" in a seminar, it just helps your contribution sound a bit more natural, less like you're reading from a script.
And crucially, it helps you avoid those little misunderstandings, doesn't it? The ones that can happen if you're sticking strictly to formal textbook English.
Exactly right. The source we looked at, the speaker even mentioned keeping a little list of phrases that help them sound more local when they were studying.
Which really underlines how these sort of small language tweaks can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's recap quickly. This deep dive, it's given you a practical toolkit, hasn't it? Real British English phrases for everyday student life over there.
Yeah, moving beyond the basics. The goal really is just to help you feel a bit more confident, more comfortable as you navigate everything.
Right, and maybe here's a final thought to leave you with. Think about how understanding these subtle language bits and pieces doesn't just help you communicate better, but how it might actually, enrich your whole experience of being abroad. And maybe even what other regional quirks might you run into, and how could learning a bit about those make your journey even better?
That's a great point. Language is so tied to culture. Understanding those nuances really opens things up. Definitely something to think about.